Yeah, now you're here in your capacity with what you do with OEM, and I guess maybe the good way to start out would be to introduce yourself and your colleague, and then talk a little bit about what OEM is and how it's structured,
Okay.
and then make your regular budget presentation.
All right, I'll do that. Once again, Rick White, Interim Director, Nashville Fire Department. I've always looked at OEM as
It's the Office of Emergency Management.
Office of the Mayor's Office of Emergency Management. I've always looked at that as a resource clearing warehouse type of situation. Every department in this city has certain resources that can be brought to bear in case of an emergency. And OEM's task is, first of all, to write plans. We have the Comprehensive Emergency Management Plan. Also, you have to know how to coordinate these different tools that each department can bring to the table. So they do a lot of that as well. Sometimes we have to step outside of government with agencies such as the Red Cross, Salvation Army, and the list goes on and on. I don't want to call out too many of them because I know I'll forget one. But they have to coordinate efforts there. So planning, resource allocation, and constantly updating plans. That is the big mission.
Okay. And we recently spent some time together during the winter storms in February and March. And maybe describe what OEM does in that particular situation.
Right. During these activations, every department has what's called an emergency services coordinator. And when we do an activation, all or certain, sometimes just partial activation, some departments will send those emergency service coordinators there. What happened during the storm? Well, we were very worried about bus transportation and things like that. We had an ESC from MTA there. They're saying, hey, we're on snow routes, now we're going to shut it down, things like that. So it could help us coordinate a lot of different efforts. I had representatives from NES, which that was one of my big concerns during these last two activations, are down power lines. And we had the representative there. Hey, we've got 7,000 out right here. How long is it going to take to get it taken care of? They could give us a reasonable answer. So I think the main thing is you're getting people who can make decisions for different organizations that each have a separate tool or many separate tools they can bring to the table to help us handle these emergencies. You've got them all in one place, and it just makes coordinating these efforts a heck of a lot easier.
Right. And during the ice storm plus the cold weather that came with it, I mean, obviously a major concern was the homeless, and the Homelessness Commission was there,
Right.
and others, and the police and others were very involved in reaching out to the homeless in the community. Do you have any budget issues you want to discuss?
No, we've asked for some modest improvements, and Leanne can give you the gist on that, but nothing really to speak of in a big ticket fashion. Let me put it that way.
The Office of Emergency Management has requested a modest improvement of $12,000 to cover basic repairs and maintenance, fuel and supply items that are not covered by grants. As you well know, the majority of OEM's funding comes through grants such as Port Security and Homeland Security and other entities. And as the port grants have dried up, we are looking for other ways to continue providing the same services that we provide today.
Okay, well, that's a modest request. Very good. You mentioned also that there are a series of nonprofits that we work with up there too. I mean, whether it ranges from Animal Protection, Second Harvest Food Bank, Red Cross, it's Hands On Nashville. It's a whole series of people who contribute. And you work out of essentially the gathering point is the Emergency Communication Center.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And can you talk a little bit about the NERV system?
The NERV system, I can't tell you what the acronym stands for, but basically NERV is a piece of software to where you can have various items of information pulled up. The general citizen can get on NERV and find out whether a road is closed. They can find out if, they're in a location where multiple people are without power. We can get on there and look, as safety professionals and see the the content of power outages, see the content, the total picture of road closures and things like that. If we've got emergency shelters set up, that's going to be representative in nerve as to where they are and how many people we're going to accommodate. So once again, it's sort of a general piece of software that gives you a heck of a lot of information about what's going on as far as what the mayor's office is doing, public safety professionals are doing to take care of the people of this city.
Okay. Rich, you have anything? Great. Well, thank you for your hard work. I mean, you did put in hours and hours, I know, in February, March, and everybody associated with OEM, thank
Rain's
you.
coming, rain's coming.
Yeah, so you get out of the cold weather, then you go into the rain and tornado threats, and it never really ends for you, but
It never does, but that's what we get paid for.
great. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.